What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be finally showing you how you can add GameCube and Wii games to an external hard drive that you can then use in your virtual Wii to play Wii games and GameCube games using USBLoaderGX. If you haven't followed my last video on how to get your virtual Wii set up all the way to the point of being able to run GameCube and Wii games with USBLoaderGX, then please go check that out. I'll put a link in the description. Let's get this started. A quick note to get us started here: if you're using an external hard drive, you may need one of these Y-cable USBs that will provide power to the device. This is called an internally powered device. Now, if you have an externally powered hard drive such as I do, you're going to need a wall socket empty, and that is what is going to provide your hard drive with the power. You could also use a USB flash drive for this, as most work fairly well on the Wii U. I'm going to put a link in the description to Nintendo's official hard drive compatibility list. Now, the compatibility list is probably a little bit bigger than the few that they say on there, so, go ahead and try this if you've got an external hard drive laying around. First thing you're going to have to do, head down to the description and download BootIce X36 as well as UStealth R8. Now, these are both programs that will just run as they are. You're going to need UStealth around all the time, so make sure after this you put it in a safe place, okay? So BootIce is basically just a formatting program, which after you've got it downloaded, go ahead and double click it. We'll open her up. And it should automatically see your hard drive. It should say HD1 and then have your external drive or whatever you have on there. And it might start on HD0, which is going to be your actual C drive of your computer. So go ahead and go down to your external drive. And now what you need to do is go over to Parts Manage. And you should see a little bit of a screen like this. When you're on partition management page, go ahead and click your one partition. That should be the only one that you have, and go ahead and hit the repartitioning button at the bottom. Now here you're going to be able to partition your device if you want to have an NTFS partition on it so that you can still store normal files and whatnot, and you want to use it as a normal hard drive at some points. You can do that. I have my other hard drive set up like that, but basically you need a FAT32 to work with this system. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change all these ones to 0 first. And then that will make them non-existent. And then I'm just going to switch them to FAT32 just because. So now I technically only have one partition here, and I need it to be FAT32, so it's going to take up the entire size of my flash drive. So I'm going to name it Virtual Wii, and then align partition to multiple of sectors. Go ahead and click this and go down to the very last one, 4096. And make sure it's on MBR, and that's all you need to do. Go ahead and hit OK, and it'll format your device, and it'll be ready to use with the Wii. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. OK. You can see the formatting was successful. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. I'm just going to exit out of this, and you can see my virtual Wii drive just popped up here, and it's almost ready to go. For this next part of the video, I'm going to be showing you how you can take this hard drive that we just created, insert it into our Wii U, and then use USBLoaderGX inside of our virtual Wii to back up our actual Wii discs. Now, if you don't have any Wii discs, then go ahead and click the timestamp in the description, and it'll take you to the next part of the video where I show you how to move backups from your PC onto this hard drive that we just made. Just a warning, please do not attempt to use USBLoaderGX to back up GameCube games, as GameCube games do not run inside of your Wii U, and the small discs will get stuck in the CD drive. Go ahead and double click on UStealth R8 and open it up. Inside of UStealth, you should see both of your hard drive as well as your external drive. Go ahead and click on your external drive. UStealth will ask you if you want to hide this drive. Now, the whole point of this is every time you turn on your Wii U and there is a hard drive connected to it that isn't formatted in the Wii U format, it will ask you if you want to format it. UStealth allows you to hide it from pretty much everything. The only program that will see this when you plug your device back into the computer is UStealth. You're going to have to plug in your hard drive into the computer, open up UStealth again. That's why I told you to keep it around. And then you're going to have to unhide your hard drive, unplug it from your PC and then plug it back in for it to be able to be recognized by a PC again. I'll run you guys through that in a little bit, but for now, this is the best way to keep the WiiU from asking you to format it. And this will be perfectly recognizable by USBLoaderGX, so it doesn't really matter because that's all we're really going to use this hard drive for. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this. So the partition was hidden. You'll only be able to access this partition with Wii USB loaders that support it. Be warned that Windows may ask if you want to format the drive when you insert it next time since it is hidden. The obvious answer is no unless you want to lose all the data on it. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. So I'm not sure if it's just for now that you will have a safely remove media, but always safely eject your hard drive if there's an option for it. After it's hidden, I'm not sure if there'll be an option for it. It is hidden right now, but since it wasn't before, I think that's why it's giving me the option. I'm going to click it anyway. You guys down on the WiiU. We're down here on the WiiU. You can see if you lay it down horizontally, the two USB ports stack on top of each other. The top USB port is slot 0. Now this is the only USB slot that we can use with the virtual Wii. Because of the way that we set it up, it provides the highest compatibility but limits us to only one USB slot. So that is where if you had a flash drive like me, you would plug in your flash drive to the top slot. And if you happen to have an internally powered hard drive and you needed to plug in that extra USB, you would plug the data cable into the top one and you would plug the power cable of the Y adapter into the bottom slot. And that would be how you guys set it up. Now that your USB is inserted, go ahead and power on your WiiU. You can see I've loaded up my home menu of the WiiU and there was no nag to format my hard drive, so UStealth did its job. I'm going to go ahead and open up the virtual Wii. Here we are in the virtual Wii home menu. Alternately, you could hold the B button while booting up your system to launch right into Wii mode. I'm going to go ahead and load up USBLoaderGX. Now you should already have USBLoaderGX set up to read off of your USB 0 slot. So everything should be good to go. You can see it's reading. I've got my entire flash drive free and I've got 0 games. What I'm going to do is insert one of my games and I'll show you how to back it up. I've inserted Mario Kart Wii into my WiiU's disk drive slot and you can see I was greeted by this little pop-up message. Now, what you can do here now to get this onto your USB drive and set up a folder on your USB drive called WBFS, which is where all your Wii games are going to be, all you have to do, go ahead and hit install. And it is now going to go ahead and rip our disk and put it onto our hard drive. Continue to install the game Mario Kart Wii. Go ahead and hit OK. Coming up on the end of the install here, I'm going to boot the game afterwards and show you that it works. And there we go, successfully installed Mario Kart Wii. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And it appeared with its cover art and everything already. Asked me if I want to start the game. I'm going to start it up, see if it works. And there we go, Mario Kart Wii running on USBLoaderGX. So as you can see, that works pretty flawlessly. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this and turn off my WiiU. Down here on my WiiU, I've turned it off and I'm going to go ahead and unplug my USB drive. Over here at the PC, going to go ahead and plug the USB drive in. Back up here on the PC, as you can see, my PC has not recognized the virtual Wii's flash drive that I just plugged in. So we're going to have to open up UStealth R8. And you can see there is my drive right there. I'm going to go ahead and double click it. And it unhidden it successfully. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Close out of UStealth. Now I'm going to have to remove my hard drive and then plug it back into the computer. Back over here at this bright blue light, I'm going to go ahead, pull out my USB drive, and then plug it back in. And now the PC should recognize it. Now that I have reinserted the virtual Wii drive into my PC and it's unhidden with UStealth, you can see here's the WBFS folder that I was speaking of. Now WBFS is basically a compressed ISO that only the Wii can read. So if we open this up, you'll see Mario Kart Wii in here, and this is basically the folder structure for your backups. So you're going to have all your Wii games inside of a folder with the name of the game, followed by the title ID. So the title ID basically allows USBLoaderGX to go and fetch the cover arts for your games and have everything looking all nice and pretty. Now you can see it automatically did that for me by ripping the game from the disc. That's why I highly recommend ripping games from discs. It just works so well and everything gets set up all nice and easy. So if you want to learn how to add GameCube backups, then keep watching. This is where the video is going to turn over to the next part, and you might not see this WBFS folder, but if you happen to already have one, don't worry. I'm just going to be creating a new one for the people that don't have real Wii discs to rip and have it create one automatically. So please keep watching. Okay guys, so you might have just appeared at this part of the video after clicking a timestamp. If you didn't and you just completed the previous part, don't freak out. This will all make sense. Just keep watching. So now that you have your virtual Wii hard drive set up, what you want to be able to do is add GameCube and add Wii games to it. So there are a couple of methods to do this. I'm going to be showing you how you can manually add GameCube and Wii games first, and then I'm going to be showing you a program called Wii Backup Manager. So all we have to do here is create a new folder, and we're going to just call it games, all lowercase, and then we're going to create another new folder, and we're going to call it WBFS. And as simple as that, we are set up and ready to go. Now, you're going to want to put all of your GameCube backups inside of the games folder, and they're going to have to be set up in a fairly specific way. So I've opened up the games folder on the virtual Wii hard drive, and you can see I have a GameCube ISO here, and this is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Now what we want to do to get it be compatible here is right click here, make a new folder, and you're going to call this the name of the game. And then you can go ahead and add an ID to the end. Now this isn't necessarily necessary, but I'm going to put a link to the game title database in the description, and you can go ahead and search the game and find out the little 6-digit code over here. And then you can go ahead and just type that in. Now what you want to do is take your game ISO and rename it to just game.iso, and then drag it into your folder here. And now take this folder and put it into the games folder. And there you have it. It is that simple to add GameCube games onto your virtual Wii's hard drive. Now, if you happen to have a GameCube game with multiple discs, you can see you can name the first disk as game.iso, and then the second disk, all you have to do is name it disk2.iso, and you'll be good to go. USBLoaderGX will automatically load up disk 2 when it needs to. And that is pretty much it for GameCube games. Now the WBFS folder, this is for Wii games, so let's open it up and I'll show you how to add games there. I've got the WBFS folder open here of the virtual Wii's hard drive, and over here on the right I have a Mario Kart Wii game. Now this is going to work if you have ISO or WBFS files of Wii games. Now if the ISO is bigger than 4 gigabytes, you're not going to be able to drag and drop it, and I'll show you how to use Wii Backup Manager to do that. But say you have an ISO or a WBFS folder under 4 gigabytes, then all you have to do is create a new folder, name it the name of the game. So I'm going to call it Mario Kart Wii, just all one word, and then I'm going to do these square brackets, and I'm going to put in the game title ID again. And then all we have to do is rename this, the actual ISO or the WBFS, to the same as the title ID. And now drag that inside of this folder. And now you can take your game folder and drag it into the WBFS folder. And now you should have a working Wii game on your virtual Wii's hard drive. Open it up here and you can see there's my WBFS file. So I'm going to show you how to move an ISO over here as well as converting an ISO into a WBFS file, as they do save some space. Head over to the link in the description and download Wii Backup Manager. And I'll meet you in our downloads. We're here in the downloads. Go ahead and right click Wii Backup Manager and extract it to Wii Backup Manager, make its own folder basically. Go ahead and delete the zip, you don't need it. Now we can open this up. I'm going to go ahead and click the Win64.exe. So Wii Backup Manager looks a little something like this. You can go ahead and go to Add Files and go ahead and just add the folder wherever your backups are, or you can add individual ones. So you can see I've added Wii Sports here. It's already grabbed the game ID. Just real quick, I'm going to go to Settings. And what I want to do is click on Titles, and I'm going to click Use Game DB Titles.txt. And then right down here, I'm going to allow permanent changes to the Wii disk header and allow changes to WBFS disk header as well. Go ahead and hit OK. And it might ask you if you want to download that .txt file. Go ahead and do that. And then it should name everything appropriately. So if you want to see the covers for this real quick, go ahead and go to Covers and go to Sync and Download All. And there you can see we've got the cover art now. So now to get this onto our hard drive, we're going to go over to Drive 1 and go to Interactive here and click the drive letter for your WiiU, for your virtual Wii's hard drive. I'm going to go ahead and click the drive F here. I'm going to click this checkbox and I'm going to go to Transfers and I'm going to transfer it to Drive 1. So now that's completed, I'm going to open up the hard drive here and show you real quick. If we go ahead and open the WBFS folder, you can see Wii Sports has been put in there automatically, already with the title ID at the end there, and everything is good to go. You can see it converted it from an ISO to a WBFS, and it's ready to be used. Just a quick note, if you click on a game and then go to transfer, you can convert it to a WBFS file, a sneak format file, as well as an ISO, and this program can convert between any of those. So you could turn a WBFS back into an ISO even if you wanted to. You can see if we click on our drive, there is Wii Sports on our hard drive. So this Wii Backup Manager is a pretty darn cool program and very useful. So if you happen to have a game that was larger than 4 gigabytes, such as Super Smash Bros. Brawl, then adding it into Wii Backup Manager will automatically split it up into 2 WBFS files and put it onto your hard drive for you. And that is pretty much how you get around adding a larger than 4 gigabyte game onto a FAT32 storage device. I'm going to go ahead and re-enable UStealth on my virtual Wii hard drive, plug it back into my WiiU, and I'm going to show you that these few games we added worked. Gone ahead and opened up UStealth. I'm going to go ahead and click on my SanDisk virtual Wii hard drive again. And I'm going to hit yes, I want to hide it. Okay. Now I'm going to go down here. I'm going to eject it safely and plug it back into my WiiU. If you happen to skip over the early part of the video and hit the timestamp, then you might not understand what UStealth is for. Basically, every time you plug a USB drive that's not formatted in WiiU format into your WiiU, it will ask you if you want to format that drive into the WiiU format. UStealth essentially hides your USB drive from everything except for USBLoaderGX, and it will stop that message from popping up and nagging you every time you turn on your WiiU. So if you haven't figured out how to unhide your device yet, go ahead and click the second timestamp in the description and that'll take you backwards in the video to where I show you how to make UStealth show your hard drive again on the PC. I'm turning back on my WiiU and you can go ahead and when you see the WiiU logo, go ahead and press the B button on your gamepad and this should load you into virtual Wii mode. You can see I'm going to the Wii menu. I was just holding the B button that whole time on the gamepad. I've loaded into my Wii menu now. I'm going to go ahead and open up USBLoaderGX. So USBLoaderGX has loaded up here and you can see the 2 games we added, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, as well as Wii Sports. And Wii Sports isn't showing a cover art right now, so what I'm going to do is click this little list icon over here. And then you can go ahead and press the A button on this. And it'll ask you to download the covers. Go ahead and hit OK. And yes. So now it's going to go ahead and download those cover arts for me real quick. Going to go ahead and hit OK. So now I'm going to switch back to this mode. Uncheck Wii games. And then I'm going to check it one more time. And there's Wii Sports. It is that easy to add backups to your virtual Wii's hard drive. I hope you guys are going to be playing tons of Gamecube and Wii games on your WiiU soon. I want you to slam that thumbs up and make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're coming up on 5,000 subscribers. I don't know how this is even happening. I absolutely love you guys. I have tons more content coming for the 3DS and the Wii U, as well as some other stuff. Much love. Thank you for watching.